I would like to introduce to you our valued guest, the Mayor of London, Mr. Boris Johnson.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Laurie. Thank you very much. Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's a great joy to be here. You guys, you Federation Sponsors, you represent not only the backbone of the London economy, you are the spearhead of the economic recovery in this country. And we depend on you. We depend on you because you employ 80% of people in the workforce in London. It's your creativity, your dynamism, your ingenuity that is going to lead us out of recession. What is the number one essential prerequisite for business success around the world? It is to have a secure environment where you don't have to worry about crime. And I am pleased that we've been able to take some measures that are continuing to drive down crime in London. One of the first things I did, it wasn't perhaps universally popular with everybody here, but we banned booze, we banned alcohol on the tube and on the buses, on the trams and Docklands Railway. People's security on buses is, I think, greatly improving. Bus crime is down 18%. That matters a huge amount to people who want to get about their lives in London. One area of crime that is going up on Bumblebee is being reintroduced, I think, quite sensibly by the Met to deal with that. Burglary is a problem at the moment, perhaps because of economic factors. What is the second prerequisite of you being able to get on and do your work and continue to generate the fantastic tax revenues that you do for the Exchequer Department? What is the second prerequisite? Is to have an efficient transport system. And I am pleased with some of the reforms that we've brought in. I am pleased that we're rephasing 1,000 traffic lights a year. We've begun the elimination of the bendy bus, the first of them, the first breed. It won't be long. It won't be long before the last breeding pair of bendy buses is driven from our streets. Even more important than that, and this is very important. I don't think a lot of people have clocked this. We have last week secured agreement with the Department of Transport that we can begin in London a trial of a scheme so that utilities and other concerns can no longer dig up the road without so much as a by your leave and block the traffic with enigmatic, unattended roadworks, holes in the road, fenced off with a proliferation of unnecessary cones without the risk, my friends, of facing draconian fines if they overrun their allotted span. 36% of delays in this town, 36% of delays for everybody who uses the roads are caused by roadworks. It is a huge cause of economic inefficiency. It particularly affects small businesses, and we are determined to do something about it. What we want to do in London is what do we want to do in London? We want to have a city that is not just a global economic powerhouse, but combines the best features of the small cities, right? It's very, very simple. I want London to be the best big city in the world to live in. And I do think that we can do that. It means getting some basic things right over the next few years. First of all, we've got to educate our young people properly, and we've got to help you to give them the jobs that they need. And I hope very much that in this current economic climate, you will be able to think positively about the 100,000. We're now back to the state we were in before Labour came in. We're now back to 100,000 young unemployed. I do hope that small business in London, and I know the pressures that you're under, but I do hope you will be able to join government and big business in finding space for interns and for apprentices. I'd like to see bankers showing a sense of their duty and their obligation to the rest of the community. And I say this not in any way to deprecate the financial services industry, because it is absolutely vital that, having said that, we do not make elementary mistakes and festoon one of the greatest parts of the British economy, one of the most important sectors of the British economy, with unnecessary regulation and tax that would make us less competitive. They produce 9% of UK GDP, 13% of value added, and that delivers a huge quantity of tax revenue that builds schools and delivers roads and hospitals around this country. And I'm thinking of the tube upgrades, folks, which are an amazing operation, are going to increase the capacity of London's underground by 30% and deliver air conditioning on 40% of the network by 2012. Whichever party is in power next year, we will go ahead with Crossrail. It is a wonderful scheme. It will expand London's rail transport capacity by 10%. It will enable people to get rapidly from Heathrow to the city, to Canary Wharf, and indeed beyond. It is an innovation that is well overdue, and we will go ahead with it. And we will also go ahead with the Thames Tideway Tunnel. The Olympics. We're investing £9.3 billion into one of the most neglected parts of London. I want to use this Olympic investment and the excitement of the Olympics and the motivation that it's going to supply, and indeed the budgets, to drive change and improvement across London. And we're going to harness that impetus to deliver change and improvements in the way we live and get around. So that means things like the bike hire scheme, which will be coming in next year to widespread unpopularity, I expect. But I'm going to love it. It'll be a wonderful thing. It'll be an absolutely beautiful thing. There'll be thousands of bikes for hire. We're promoting electric vehicles with 25,000 charging points we're installing, because I think you've got to prime the market. You've got to give people the infrastructure they are going to need for cleaner, greener vehicles. We're going to be doing loads and loads of beautiful urban realm schemes to make it easier and more attractive to move around in town centres. And I think all these things together will help to transform London. And if you ask me, of course, because you're looking, you run businesses and you know the problem with all this, you ask, I'm going to pay for all this. And the answer is, of course, you can pay for it. You can pay for it by cutting waste. And that is what we've been doing in City Hall. And we've had dramatic reductions, as some of you may have observed. We've had 180 have gone from City Hall already. We've had a 50% reduction in the number of deputy mayors already. We've had and some way to go. We've cut the staff of the London Development Agency by 30%. We've taken 1,000 back office staff out of London Underground as a prelude to cuts in Transport for London's non-essential budgets of £5 billion over the lifetime of Transport for London's business. That is a huge sum of money. And of course, we're using that to invest in things that I think make sense for London. Amongst those things you will be relieved and pleased to know is, of course, the support of small businesses. And I do think it's important that we should be helping small businesses at what has been a very, very difficult time. A £26 million fund to help direct small businesses to find out where the credit that is so difficult to come by may be had. I can't tell you, and I wouldn't try to tell you, because that sort of thing went out with Stalin, what businesses are going to see. But I have a hunch that the green industries will be a big thing of the immediate future and in the long-term future. I think London's business will succeed wherever there is scope for innovation and wherever the natural ingenuity of people in London can add value. That's all I can say. In Walthamstow, in the London Borough of Waltham Forest, there was, and indeed there is, a cake factory, ladies and gentlemen. And this cake factory is manufacturing every year £5 million worth of chocolate cake and brownies, which it exports, and puddings, a kind of particularly dense kind of chocolate pudding, which it exports. And guess the destination of this chocolate cake? Correct. Where? France. That is the kind of ingenuity. Now, there's a further twist to this, ladies and gentlemen. How do you think we got that cake? How do you think the Walthamstow firm got £5 million, is getting more and more cake to pass the lips of the French? What are they doing? It's absolutely brilliant. This goes to the heart. This goes to the essence of the genius of the London economy. Do you know what they're doing? Do you know what they do? They call it goût with an umlaut. So that the poor bamboozled French assume that it's Austrian cake. Ladies and gentlemen, that's it. So it's not only a triumph of a small business manufacturing unit in Walthamstow, it is a triumph of the London creative and marketing industries as well. And with that kind of ingenuity, I have no doubt, ladies and gentlemen, that London small business is going to lead this city, and this city is going to lead the UK out of recession, as we did before and as we will again. Thank you very much.